There's a new GPU king in town. Get ready to bow. Elon Musk is actually for reals buying Twitter this time, and AMD wants you to spend a little bit more on motherboards, even though they said they were going to be cheaper. Let's get into the hot news, everybody. I'm your Brett host. We're going to be going over the hottest tech news I can find on the internet while you enjoy your breakfast. And this is the last episode before I take off to TwitchCon, so tomorrow's episode likely will be filmed someplace in San Diego. I don't know exactly where, because I'll have to figure that out once I get there. And what we've got here is some new data on what is the most popular graphics card out there, especially from the Steam hardware survey, indicating its September numbers. And it looks like the RTX 3060 is now the top dog according to this survey, which makes a lot of sense considering it's a $329 GPU that at one point was selling for $1,000. Y'all buying a lot of those for some good reason. Anyways, the Steam hardware survey going through all of the details of what makes up the gaming populace, and we can see here that while the 1060, so I'm going to explain this in a second, is the number one GPU at 6.73%, what you have to remember is that the Steam hardware survey does not dichotomize between the desktop GPU and the mobile GPU, because the 10 series was like when NVIDIA was like, it's desktop gaming performance. When they came to the 10 series graphics cards launching in laptops, they were like, they're the same thing. We're calling them the same thing. There's no different designation. 1060 mobile is a 1060 desktop, even though they weren't. It's kind of, anyways, so the RTX 3060, when you combine its desktop and its laptop performance, as you can see right here, what you have is a GPU that has over 7% of the market compared to the 1060's 6.73%. So the 3060 being the most popular graphics card if you use the same data to compare the 1060 against the 3060. But the 3060 desktop is less popular than the 1650, 2060, 1050 Ti, which does make a lot of sense, but we do see some decreasing happening in a popular card like the 1050 Ti. The 1060 still is gaining some percentage points. It's up 1/3%, which is crazy, but the 3060 is a popular bugger, especially when it's desktop and laptop combined. Does this account for your experience? The 1060 obviously was super popular back in the day. I don't know that I know that many people who are picking up 3060s. It seems like the 3070 was more of the card that people were picking up this generation, and the 3060 was just not it. But let me know what your friends have, all of that down below in the comments. Some other details coming out of the September hardware survey. Windows 10 is declining in popularity. It is now below 69% of the people who use Steam. Most people are using 16 gigs of RAM. The 6-core CPU gained popularity by 0.5%, and people using a 1080p monitor is growing as well. VR headsets are declining. The Oculus Quest 2 is down 7.8% in popularity, and the total hard drive space is above 1 terabyte according to half of the users. Well done. I'm proud of y'all for having a lot of storage. It just makes sense. And what also makes sense is today's video sponsor. Today's video is sponsored by Keeps. Did you know that 2 out of 3 guys will experience some form of hair loss by the time they're 35? And that's why it's so important to do something before that hair loss occurs. And as I'm really close to 35. That's now bothering me as I'm thinking about this. But thankfully, Keeps offers clinically proven, research-backed treatments to stop hair loss and improve hair growth, which is important to take care of before the hair loss even starts. Now with Keeps, you can get high-quality expert care without ever visiting a doctor's office or pharmacy, and all Keeps treatment plans are doctor-recommended and delivered straight to your door at about half the cost of a traditional pharmacy. They also have a network of expert medical advisors and care specialists to support you in making your hair goals a reality. And each treatment plan comes with a full year of unlimited messaging so that you can connect with your prescribing doctor about anything, anytime. And whether you're looking to prevent hair loss, stimulate hair growth, or just take better care of the hair you have, Keeps has you covered. And in addition to the clinically proven treatments, Keeps has an award-winning all-natural thickening shampoo and conditioner system, so that again, you can take care of your hair before you even lose it. And Keeps makes it easy to subscribe and get refills so that you'll never run low on the products that you need to take care of your hair. Hair loss stops with Keeps, and to get 50% off your first order with them, you can go to keeps.com/UFD or click the link in the video description. Again, that's KEEPS.com/UFD to get 50% off your first order with them. Big thanks to Keeps for sponsoring today's video. And hopefully I still have a full head of hair by the time these video games come out, because CD Projekt Red announcing their new projects that they're going to be rolling out, including The Witcher trilogy, a new one, Cyberpunk sequel, as well as a brand new IP known as Hadar, my bad. I'm not going to pronounce these things correctly. Anyways, Project Sirius is going to be a third-party Witcher universe tale done by somebody who's not CD Projekt Red, but supported by them. Project Polaris is the upcoming sequel to The Witcher and will be the beginning of a new trilogy with CD Projekt Red developing this one. And then once this game comes out, all 3 games will be delivered within a 6-year period, allegedly, according to them. We'll see if they can make that, especially after how badly Cyberpunk got delayed. Also, The Witcher 3 got massively delayed as well. Hopefully, they can keep to that. They also announced Project Canis Majoris, which is a story-driven, single-player open-world RPG being developed by a third-party studio, but led by ex-Witcher veterans. And then the sequel to Cyberpunk 2077, Project Orion, it will be developed by CD Projekt Red, and a third IP, Project Hadar, that will be developed concurrently with the other games that are happening right now. It's currently in the conceptual phase and not actually being made at the current moment. But Sony's making some statements at the current moment about their PlayStation exclusivity when it comes to their video games, and that when it comes to something like God of War Ragnarok, which I'm tremendously excited for, launching in just about a month, it's going to be on the PlayStation for at least a year before they bring it over to the PC, unless it's a live service game, in which case they should be able to launch it sometime near the same time frame because people want to play video games together, according to Sony. Sony's expecting to make $300 million from their PC ports this year, which is absolutely absurd. They have released quite a few. You've got God of War, you've got Horizon Zero Dawn, Uncharted is coming out sometime soon, Death Stranding also on there, Days Gone. Did Days Gone come out on PC? I can't 100% remember. It feels like that game exists, but not many people talk about it, but it sold decently well, like 8 million copies. I don't know. Let me know. You excited for Sony's PC stuff? It does make sense that Sony would still want to keep their games for a year so that they could have their hardware exclusivity, incentivize people to purchase a PlayStation 5, because that's where you're going to play the games first, but then also they won't have to split their revenue with all of these other game companies like Epic Game Store and Valve on the Steam Game Store, where they have to actually give a cut to those companies. They can take all of the cut from the Sony store. And I'm going to cut you in on what Cryptostonks is doing today, because it was a high day. Bitcoin's up 4.18% to finally be over $20,000, 23.55. Ethereum's up 3% to be at 13.59, and Dogecoin's up a chunking amount, likely tied to this whole Elon Musk Twitter thing. It's up 8.79% to be at 6.5 cents. And speaking of chunking Twitter thing, Reece, can you chunk us some UFD deals? That was a weird segue. I'm so sorry.
Thanks, Brett, and welcome back to UFD Deals, everyone. We're bringing the hottest tech deals out on the internet. Starting today off with the Logitech G435 Lightspeed wireless gaming headset. With your choice of Bluetooth or dongle connectivity and an 18-hour battery life, you'll be sorted for long gaming sessions anywhere, and only $49.99 is currently 38% off. But a feast for the ears and a feast for the eyes with the Dell U3421WE Ultra Sharp Curved Monitor. This massive 34-inch ultra-wide panel features a resolution of 3440 by 1440 and is an absolute design powerhouse with 95% DCI-P3 color coverage. It also comes color calibrated right out the box, which is a nice touch. For only $619.99, it's currently 44% off. But if gaming is more your thing, we have you covered with the Samsung 28-inch Odyssey G70A gaming monitor. With a 4K LED panel, HDR 400 support, a 144Hz refresh rate, which is both G-Sync and FreeSync Premium compatible. It's currently going for only $579.99, which is 28% off. Don't forget, you can find these deals and more linked in the video description, and I'm gonna let you get back to the hot news. Cheers.
Thank you, Reece. Are you dehydrated? Let me get you one of these Gatorade Smart Bottles that's going to use your sweat to figure out if you need to be hydrated. It's a $70 smart water bottle that's going to combine with their sweat patches that they came out with last year in order to tell you whether or not you need to drink, especially after an exercise, and the sweat patch will create a sweat profile so that they know exactly what's going on in your water system so that you can be properly hydrated by them. The bottle is dishwasher safe. The cap is not. I don't understand this. Just if you're working out, drink water. Get some electrolytes, drink Gatorade, whatever. It does look like, I'm confused. According to this report, there have been smart water bottles for a while. Wasn't aware of this. LTTstore.com. I'd stay properly hydrated. You should too as well. If you're watching breakfast, drink some water, my friends. And now it looks like Apple, my friends, is going to have to drink the water of USB-C because according to the EU Parliament, they passed it so that USB-C is now going to be mandated on phones moving forward, which means Apple will have to curmudgeonly remove the lightning cable that still runs at USB 2 speeds. And so we should be seeing a USB-C iPhone come out sometime soon. This change has to start in 2024 and laptop manufacturers have until 2026. So this obviously applies to the EU. Remains to be seen whether or not Apple is going to abide by this when it comes to the UK or the US, especially since they're not going to be forced to. And from what we've seen with the fact that they've gone eSIM only in the United States and some teardowns of the Apple phones reveal that instead of having a SIM card tray, which they have there for the rest of the world, they just put a piece of plastic in there. It could be that Apple would still keep the lightning cable elsewise and that it's just in the EU that they're going to go USB-C. And it looks like Elon Musk is now going to go Twitter because it's come out that he is re-offering to buy Twitter for the exact same price that he initially mentioned of $54.20 a share. That came out, that was reported that he was going to re-up his offer, and then it got confirmed by Twitter that yes, they've received the letter and that they intend to accept this, which we could go into the reasons why this is happening. A lot of the speculation is surrounding the fact that because of the court proceedings, a lot of Elon Musk's texts and communications were going to have to be made public, and he likely did not want that to happen, and he was likely seeing that the courts were not going to side with him because he has not and still probably can't provide any substantive evidence that the bot problem is as severe as he says it is, or that Twitter has actually been lying about their numbers. It just honestly, based on all of the evidence, seemed like a fabrication that he made in order to get out of this, which is my opinion based on educated guessing of looking at all of the data that's out there. It really just appeared to be he was feeling like there was a lot of bots, and so that's why he said there were a lot of bots, not that there was actually any data. And like the public polls he was conducting, like that's not how you do the data. And then Twitter gave him all the data and he was like, that's not enough, so they gave him, it was a whole thing. It doesn't matter, he's buying it anyways. It's official, allegedly. But you can expect that the stock market going crazy because of this. Dogecoin, we showed you a spike as soon as that news got reported. Tesla, show me where the news got reported, fell quite a bit. It was up 5% today. Now it only landed at being up only 2.9%, but Twitter having a heckin' day, being up 22%. You can see that's closing just under that $54.20, closing at $52. Potentially people buying in to hopefully make some sort of profit on Elon actually cashing in that check. But let me know what you think of Elon Musk finally buying Twitter. It was a kerfluffle. I'm just gonna give my opinion and you can do with it what you want. It just felt like he did it on a whim. Like he was at some sort of thing where somebody convinced him it'd be a good deal. He pitched it out there. He went through all of the easy legal proceedings to do it. Twitter realized that he wasn't putting a whole lot of thought into it, so they put all the legal necessities in the contract to force his hand in case he was being flippant about it and wanted to pull out. And then he was flippant about it, wanted to pull out, but Twitter had the upper legal hand because they actually took it seriously, whereas he did not. And now that he's actually going to have his feet held to the fire about it, he's just going to move forward with it anyways because he doesn't want his private life public. Complicated stuff, but what's not complicated is you wanting the fastest gaming laptop out there, because the 5800X3D is now getting put into the XMG notebook. They're slapping it in there in case you want AMD's fastest gaming CPU. You can get it. Desktop chips in a laptop, who knew? Desktop chips in a desktop and a B650, gonna be a pricey boy. So all of the B650, B650E motherboards got announced recently, and we're getting pricing details now coming out, and it seems like that $125 price point that AMD set for us for the lowest end motherboard is a pipe dream, not an actual reality at the moment. Maybe there will be one motherboard that's appearing at that price, but I haven't seen it yet. There's been pricing coming out from different retailers, and they are all looking like they're starting at a minimum of $170 to $190, which is a spicy pillow to swallow, especially considering the fact that that means that your minimum upgrade cost to go with something like a 7600X is still going to be $600 to get the RAM, the motherboard, and the CPU. So, it's a spicy day all around. AMD not being cheap, Elon Musk trying to be cheap and then being forced not to, and you guys having a new GPU king. And I'm gonna go get ready because I gotta go to TwitchCon. So I'll see you on Twitch for the things that we do. Okay, bye.